Okay, so this is part 2 of Stories with Dave, and you can sit back and listen to my dad's old school friend talking about his time growing up and working in the village of Titherington. Oh, so we're going. While you're talking about national service, then let's get on to national service, then, Dave, because I think for a very large part of the generation today, they have no idea what that actually is. Perhaps you'd explain what national service was.
Well, you had to do 2 years service in the army.
And that was compulsory for everyone, was it?
That was compulsory to everyone.
And what age would you have to be?
Unless you were at a bad, you were ill
medical.
Or had only one leg.
Yeah, you did all right then. You passed the medical.
Well, yeah, I joined up at Gloucester. I was in the Gloucester then.
So what age would you be when you do national service?
18.
So I've heard these sort of stories where they say you go off on national service, you've got nothing to do, so you end up painting coal white and peeling potatoes. What did you do?
No, I never painted coal white. I know this, usually though, if you got into trouble, that's what happened. You was on Jankers, you are going to paint the coal white.
Is that a true story? Is that what people really do?
Oh, that is true, yeah.
It is true?
Yeah.
What, Jankers? What's Jankers?
Well, it is confined to barracks.
Right.
It was called Jankers.
Yeah. So where did you do your national service then?
Well, I joined at Gloucester.
Yeah.
Done me training up there. Then I went down to Warminster.
Yeah.
Nook Camp. I was there at Nook Camp. But and I'd do guard duties at night, then.
Yeah.
And I was doing MT shed one night, one with me. But we didn't have rifles then down there.
Right.
You only had them at the guardhouse, but we had sort of baseball bats,
Is that right? They gave you baseball bats?
Yeah.
Why did they give you those?
Well, you don't know, because they weren't weren't allowed to use rifles.
Oh, okay.
So anyway, one night this chap come down and dressed in sort of like pyjamas and one thing and another and an old coat. And he was trying to get into this car. So we arrested and took him down the guard room. Let's see, we wondered what he was up to. I thought he'd try and pinch the top bloke's car up.
Right.
It was the major himself, wasn't it?
You arrested the wrong man.
So I thought, well, this is it then. We should be on the.
You'll be painting coal.
We should be painting coal. But anyway, the next day he had us in front of him and he said he congratulated us for doing it. He said, because you didn't know me. I said, no, I didn't.
No, well, you did your job, didn't you?
You did your job.
Fair play.
Of course, then I moved down to done a lot of training out Salisbury Plain.
What sort of training were you doing then? Using guns
we done a lot of nuclear training then.
Really?
Early times then. We a lot of nuclear.
What did that involve then?
Well, digging a hole about 18 foot deep.
Yeah.
And putting galvanize on the top, and they reckon that would stop the blast.
Is
not
that
the blast, but
the fallout?
Yeah.
Crikey, that was a bit naive in those days, wasn't it?
God,
Can you imagine that?
Salisbury Plain was flipping white in it, and we was like snowmen. Yeah.
So that was the early nuclear training. Bit of galvanised, that'd be all right.
1950?
Yeah.
51.
Yeah.
52.
Wow. I suppose Britain still had nuclear weapons then, didn't it? It was.
Well, yeah, it was
they were letting off bombs. Is it Christmas Island or something like that? I think the British government let some nuclear weapons off. So that was, you were part of that early kind of thing.
Then we got moved out into Warminster and I got attached to the tank regiment. And we was riding on tanks a lot of the time.
Wow. So what sort of tanks would those be? Chieftain?
Oh, that was Churchill.
Churchill tanks.
And and small tanks and APCs, which was Army Personal Carriers, which they never had a gun on the top. They just had an open ride in, But I enjoyed myself down there.
Well, it's quite an experience for a young guy to go out and do something like that, isn't it? Especially from I'm not being funny, I grew up the same in a small village. You don't get out to see this stuff, and then suddenly you go out into the world like that and you're on a tank, and it's just complete contrast, isn't it? But was there an element of, or did you feel when you were in national service that you're just doing it and there's not a lot to do? Because I mean, the whole of the country was, or of your generation, were doing national service. But was there enough for you to really do, or was it just a case of you're here and what were you going to do?
Well, no, because you get a job to do, you know, in the army. Something, but we, I think it was February 52, wasn't it? Something like that. The king died, didn't he?
Yeah.
And our regiment had to go up and line the route.
Really?
Yeah.
What, up at Buckingham Palace?
Yeah.
So you were there then, were you?
I was lining the route when the king went, you know.
Really?
Yeah.
So was that King George the... I never know which one it is. Six. Right.
Yeah.
So you lined the route when his coffin was taken through the streets of London?
Yeah, and that was a real cold morning, and it was real frosty.
Yeah.
My hands was cold.
Yeah.
So, I shouldn't say this, but I used to hold my hand with one hand, hold the rifle with one hand.
Yeah.
Put my hand behind me back like that, and this policewoman used to warm up with that hand up. And then
Is that right?
I used to change, because she said, you cold. I said, my hands are flipping cold.
So you got your hands warmed by a policewoman one at a time?
Years ago.
Oh, how lovely. Do you know what? There's probably some ancient Pathé News footage of you somewhere having your hands warmed by a policewoman. They'll probably dig that up in the archive and go, what's he doing? Well, that's quite a story in itself, isn't it, really, just being part of that? It's another piece of history, isn't it?
Yeah.
Really? Did you have a sense when you were there that it was part of history, or were you just doing your job and...
Well, no, just doing the job, you know, I mean, everyday life, you know.
Yeah.
And then I got a posting up north,
Mm.
because we was at Bisley then, that was a world shoot.
Right.
And we was issuing out ammunition for all sorts of people, because they come from all over the world, look, with that. And then I put in a posting and it come through there, and well, I was with a mate, you know, in the army, and we moved up north, and we went on the permanent staff. We never had no guard duties then. We just do a lot of work in the camp itself, because it was infantry boys battalion. They come in at 15 and a half, at 17 and a half. They could pick any regiment in the like, because there was about 3 or 4 of us, all the regiments, Ireland, Wales, Scottish, was there, look.
I mean,
so that boys could see what the uniform was like.
And having done national service, what's your thoughts about it now? Do you think it would be something that people should do?
I reckon a lot of these young chaps, they thoroughly enjoy it. I mean, not nice to be like going out after cover. I was lucky really, because when I finished my training, then we trained up. I was on my way to Korea.
Were you?
But I didn't get there because it finished.
Oh, that was the Korean War, wasn't it?
Yeah.
See, again, from my generation, I don't know anything about that really, because it's before my time, and you don't hear. It always focuses on World War I and World War II and things, and the Korean War is sort of a bit left out, really, isn't it?
I mean, we lost. I mean, the Gloucesters lost a lot of men.
Right.
There. Yeah.
You were really lucky then, really.
I was lucky. If I'd got out there, I might have been here.
Wow. So, how long was national service? 2 years?
2 years.
2 years. So you finished national service and you came back, did you?
Yeah.
On the farm?
Yeah.
Met your lovely wife? Did you meet your lovely wife before? Lovely wife sat down there. Let me just turn around.
Yeah.
Lovely wife is sat there. Look. Hello, lovely wife. Well, yeah. So you came back, and did you come back straight to the farm, or did you go off to something else?
No, I come back, and Albert Day, he was working down Ackett, and he said, "Oh, come on down here," he said. So I was working for the old chap then, because he bought that Ackett. And I was down there a couple of years, and then Doug took over, his son, and then we got married, and I moved up Station Lane here, you know, into a tied house.
So it came with the farm job, did it?
Yeah.
So what's a tied cottage like then? Because you hear all these horror stories.
Cottage, would it? But I mean, my uncle used to live in there, and he used to be on the shop, a little shop, cigarettes and sweets and all that. But I mean, he had to clean, because there was these old oil lamps, and he was smoking pipes as well. You can guess what it was inside.
Oh, it was like a altari, was it?
We had to clean all that off and everything. But we never had a bathroom or nothing like that.
So you had an outside loo, did you?
Yeah, down the garden.
Or was it a bucket or something?
Yeah, a bucket down there.
Because I think my dad, there's a similar, because his mother put in a toilet in the farmhouse, but before that it was in a bucket down the bottom.
Of course it was, yeah.
See, again...
Did he have a two-seater? Like
two-seater, there's a two-seater, they're still at the farm, the buckets are still there.
Are they?
Hey? That was cosy, wasn't it?
Our dad, before we got married, I mean, living in a home then, we had one at the garden, and you used to have a candle up there and a box of matches and tear newspapers up into squares. And if it was cold at night, when in the winter, I used to go up there and light the candle and then light a bit of paper in the morning to get warm.
Warm yourself up while you're on your bucket.
But then there was no bucket up there then. We used to use the ashes out the fire to mix it all up. Then Dad used to dig a trench.
Joking.
And put all that in there.
Really?
And the best kidney beans you ever had that time.
Good fertiliser.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think my dad was it called night soil or something like that?
Yeah.
Wasn't it had a name? But you wouldn't want that job emptying that out every day, would you? Or a week or whatever. In the summer, that'd hum a bit, wouldn't it?
Well, of course it did hum, yeah.
I mean, it's...
But our daddy used to have his bottle of cider, he didn't smell nothing. Right?
Yeah. I mean, again, it's kind of something that's gone forever, isn't it? We're never going to go back to that day, but that was like that for hundreds of years, wasn't it? Thousands, probably.
Yeah.
No one could imagine, unless you're on a camping holiday, you're not going to do that anymore, are you? So your generation really are the last ones to sort of experience the old outside toilet with the...
Well, it's like when I was in the army, look, see, if we were on Salisbury plane training, the first job was to give you a spade, go and dig some holes.
Yeah.
So,
you all need a hole, don't you?
Yeah. So, we had some good fun.
I just remember the farming story you told me a while back. Didn't you get something with a cow got electric shock or something?
Oh.
Tell us that story.
That was later on, before I left the farm. We used to have a bale, milking bale.
Yeah, that's like a portable milking pile.
Yeah, you pull it with a tractor, down the fields.
So what's the idea of that? Rather than the cows
bringing the cows up.
Right.
All the time.
And
take the tractor down there with the churns and milk. And I used to work weekend, give the cow a rest. Well, I was milking one morning. I was down there one morning, and I started milking, and I finished milking a couple of cows. And I went to let them out, and I couldn't let them out. I thought, what's wrong? And it was the old Hereford bull was leaning against the doors, not to let them. I know what he wanted. He wanted a shovelful of cake.
Yeah.
So I get a shovel of cake, take it far out in the field, and the old bull would go out and eat that, and then we was away. Then, of course, in this winter, we used to pull the bale, not a parlour at one time, but we knocked all that down and we used to pull the bale in. And one morning, I think I let 2 cows out, and I thought, gosh, I thought the cows was fighting, see? And there was one on the floor, and Doug come out, the boss come out, and he said, I said, I don't know what's gone wrong out there. So anyway, he sort of walked out there, and he said, gosh, he said, another cow walked on and touched the other cow that was on the floor, and he went down. And it was the earth, something had gone wrong with the electric, and the earth wire was down outside, and that's where it was coming up. And Doug, good job he had Wellingtons on, because it knocked him flat out in the yard.
Really? So these cows died then, did they? Electric shock?
They were gone.
And he was lucky, so he got knocked flat.
He was lucky. Good job he had Wellingtons on.
Blimey. That's a narrow miss, isn't it?
It was. Of course, then we had to turn the electric off then.
Yeah. So how long were you working on the farm for?
About 15 years on and on.
Quite a long time then, really.
Yeah.
And then you decided to move on there. So we're going on another phase of your life, weren't you? Because I can remember when you used to drive the dust cart, Dave.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we moved into a council house,
Yeah.
Eventually I got a council house.
Yeah.
And then I started working.
This is not the first council house you've been in, is it? It's the second
No,
one. You
it
used to
was
live across the
across
road.
there.
Remember that?
And the old chap that was here moved out,
Yeah.
and I asked if I could move over here, and they said yeah.
Is that because of the size of the garden?
Yeah.
So I know you like your gardening, don't you, Dave? Hey.
Well, it's nice to have all your own veg. Isn't
Yeah,
it?
definitely.
Yeah.
So I just asked you a little bit about working on the dust carts, because when you started, it was the old. It's not like now, is it?
No.
It's not like the old wheelie bins, is it?
No,
It was hard work. Was
You had to lift a bit.
I mean, it's hard work, any job like that, but those were the real hard work on the dust carts, wasn't it? Really?
Yeah. Well, it was then.
Because they had to lift those bins in,
Yeah.
and that was a filthy job
But
as well.
I mean, then we used to take everything.
Yeah,
No matter what they put out, we took it all.
anything.
Anything.
Did you ever find anything interesting in the rubbish?
Well, because I used to do mostly country runs, I was at Badminton,
Yeah,
and the very old dishes came out. I
really.
said, "Did you ever find any valuables in there?" I said, "No, I haven't found any." But we used to have tea and what was it, sandwiches, venison sandwiches.
What? Not at the Duchess of Beaufort?
Yeah, every
Really?
day, yeah,
No way.
yeah.
They looked after you then.
Oh yeah.
There's a different pace of life in those days as well, wasn't it? I think
Yeah,
everyone
She
was
used to be Lady Somerset before she got
right.
married.
So you used to see her, and she.
Oh,
Oh, that,
you see her every week. She was nice. She ever so nice.
do you know what? That's really reassuring when you hear a story like that, because you kind of sometimes wonder whether these sort of people are a bit stuck up and they wouldn't talk to people that do those sort of jobs or whatever. And when you do, that's decent, isn't it? Really?
Well, yeah, every week. All the tea and sandwiches are
Yeah.
on the table. She'd say, "Come on in."
Really?
Yeah,
Good though.
every week.
God, you wouldn't be allowed to do that now, would you? I imagine the guys
Oh,
on
you
dust
know what
carts.
they do now.
They've got a target to meet, and they've
Yeah.
got to do this by such and such a time, and there's probably tracked and everything like that.
Oh, I had some laughs on this car.
So you were driving it mostly, were you? I
Oh,
can't
I'm
remember.
driving, yeah.
So would you have a country run? You said what
Yeah,
area did you
well,
cover?
Tuesday was Hawkesbury and Badminton and all around that area. Turvo, all around there.
Hmm.
The next day, it'd be, Mondays is usually be all around Rangeworthy, you know.
Hmm.
You do the same route every week, you know.
Yeah. Did you pick up in Tidderington or not?
Yeah.
You did.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I used to pick up all.
Get down Newhouse Farm. You go, look at the rubbish he's put out here. I ain't taking all that.
Oh, they never used to bother. They just put it all in. If you
It was-
had-
it
if you
was
had to go
amazing.
to extra tip, that's it.
It was amazing, wasn't it? Because I can remember the bins going down, and it was literally not one single thing was recycled, was it? Everything was
No.
put in. Doesn't matter what it was, all went in the one bin, didn't it?
That's it. Well, I mean, it was most. Sometimes we'd go down to Hemmings down Bristol. You know, by the.
What's Hemmings? I don't know what that is. What?
Oh, they had a big place down there.
What? A
They
tip?
used
Or?
to tip it in.
Oh, I see,
don't know
yeah.
where they used to take it, I don't know.
So when you had your dust cart, then would you, at the end of your run, what did you do? Just go straight to the tip, and it would just get tipped, or everything into the tip, would
Yeah,
it?
just tipped.
Right.
And eventually, when it was full right at the top, you know,
Hmm.
when I was more or less finishing, then it all sealed. They sealed it first.
Yeah.
They didn't do the first one, but they sealed the second half of the quarry and sealed it all in. And I don't know where they're still running now, but they had 2 engines running off the methane,
Right.
and whether they're still running to this day, I don't know.
I think they still do get methane out of these places.
Yeah, running electric, you know.
Yeah, I mean the thing is, you think, I mean, no one recycles stuff because there wasn't the need to, because there wasn't so much recycling to do. There wasn't so much plastic waste or metal, but there probably was a lot of organic matter in that waste that would generate methane, wouldn't there? You know.
Yeah. Oh yes, it would.
But it was a good experience. You enjoyed it. I suppose it was quite a good team spirit, wasn't it? 'Cause
Oh
did
yeah,
you stay?
we had some good laughs and good. And well, we was up Lamb and Flag up by the motorway there, you know where the Lamb and Flag.
Yeah.
is. And Ted Harding that was with us that day. He was dry, let he dry because he was older than me. We used to get on the back and went in there, and the landlord, he was always generous. He Southern Comfort and all that. Until we come in there, I thought, Ted, he was driving as well. He said, we pulled along the road. He said, we better stop off. Have our bait, I said, and have a cup of tea.
Imagine that getting done for drink driving in a dust cart.
Well, that's it. Yeah.
Probably never. No one worried in the same way then, no, did they?
Well, no, we never got
You'd
stopped.
never get away with that now, would you?
Well, no. I mean, didn't do it every day.
No, of course not.
But these landlords so generous that we'd take his rubbish and that. Right?
Yeah.
But of course, then we'd have finished going up the lane up to the barracks up there.
Mm.
And we used to get tea and toast up there. We used to get all sorts.
You're doing quite well on this round, weren't you? You
Oh,
get
right,
venison
yeah.
sandwiches, you get tea and toast, you get
Tea
a
and
Southern
toast.
Comfort. It
Yeah.
sounds like a pretty good little setup,
Well,
really.
it was all right, yeah.
Well, it's really nice. I mean, I guess the trouble is now people don't see you in the same. Or see
Well,
you. I mean,
no,
obviously
no.
retired now, but it's a bit different now, isn't it? Because everyone just puts their bins out early in the morning and they're gone, aren't they? And people
Well-
aren't at home in the same way perhaps they were then.
Yeah, I mean, we was more or less the start of the wheelie bins.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, when they come first, we had to, before they come, my wife and that came with me
Mm.
on a Sunday or weekend and putting out leaflets telling people
How to use a wheelie bin.
what they, and then, of course, when the wheelie bins come, we had to put them together.
Oh, you had to put them together.
Yeah, we had to put
Is
them
that your
together.
job? Was it?
Yeah,
Put them
we
all-
all had to put them together.
How many
We
wheelie bins do you put together then,
Oh,
Dave?
gosh, I can't remember now.
Thousands.
And
then.
then you had to deliver them, though.
Right. And what was the general reaction from the public and from the bin men to wheelie bins when
Well,
they
it
first
made,
came in?
made life easier for us.
Mm.
But yeah, it was all right. It was much easier.
But did you mean that they reduced the staff and got rid of some bin men or anything?
Well, I think they tried to cut it down, and I think they got caught a cold
Right.
because a lot of the chaps couldn't do it
Mm.
on their own, so they had to go back because we had a time to study at one time,
Right.
and that got thrown out because it was all chaos. There was poor old Norman Curtis. He was out till 9 o'clock at night, and some of them had finished at dinner time,
Mm.
so they'd got it all wrong.
I must admit, I've always admired people who do the bin man and stuff because I think it's a
Well,
I mean, our
it's-
job.
it's
like
all
farming.
days,
It's
isn't
all
it?
weathers, isn't it? It's not like
Oh,
it's a
yeah,
nice day. We'll
I've
go.
been up Patchway in 10 inches of snow picking up bins.
Yeah.
But that was lifting then, and you could tell with you get 10 inches of snow under the bin, you've got to get it off again.
I don't suppose they'd even allow you to lift a bin now like that because they were
Yeah.
really heavy, weren't they?
Yeah.
And then these days with health and safety, you wouldn't be allowed to lift that bin now, would you?
Oh no, I suppose not.
Did you ever suffer from a bad back from it?
No, never.
Good healthy chap. You've
Well,
been
if
on
you
the
had
farm.
If you had a heavy bin, you two of you do it,
Yeah.
But,
And of course, I
no.
suppose there wasn't any restriction on what people put in that bin, was there? Because nowadays they,
Oh, no.
they were quite strict on some of the stuff you
Yeah.
put in. In those days, just chuck
That's
it
what
in
I
the
said,
bin.
when the wheelie bins come along, it's
Hmm.
much easier for us.
Hmm.
Not easier.
So what year did you retire, if you don't mind me asking then, Dave?
Oh, when I was 65, I had to retire.
Right. Oh, they made you retire. So nowadays you can't
yeah,
do
I had
that.
to retire.
Did you
At
want to
60.
retire or did you had to go?
Oh no, I had to go.
Yeah.
I had to go.
But you've enjoyed your retirement ever since, haven't you?
Oh yeah, well, I mean, I had 3 years home,
Hmm.
and then of course my son-in-law Brian up the garage said, want a job? And I said, what do I do, Brian? He said, drive in. He said, come up at 10 o'clock. I said, all right. Went up there, and I was on delivering parts from the garage. I didn't get back to 10 o'clock to 4 o'clock on every day, back on a 5-day week.
Let's face it,
And I
you're too
don't
early
think-
to retire, aren't you?
Done 15 years on that.
Going, isn't it?
Yeah.
But you don't want to, I mean, retirement's not about sitting around doing nothing, is it?
Oh no, you always find something to do.
Yeah.
I mean, the missus, I could always tell her I want to do.
What do you think about that, Val? Do you always tell him what to do? Does he listen to what you're saying, though?
Well, he does sometimes.
Oh, well, that's good to know. Dave,
Yeah, there's always a list of plenty to do.
excellent. Dave, my battery's nearly going flat on here, so I think we'll finish up with there. But do you know what? That is a fantastic chat I've had with you. I have loved every minute of those stories are wonderful. So thank you very much for letting me be part of your little life story there, really. All right?
Yeah.
Cheers, Dave.
Right, thank you, Richard.